Adventist education is the most important strategy to hold our children in the church. And all the church needs to make efforts in order to take our children to our schools. You know, Adventist education means salvation, and we can't afford to lose our children. So we can't afford to have our children out of our schools. Pastors, parents, elders, all the leaders of the church should engage in a commitment to bring our children to our schools.
Our Adventist educational institutions have been created mainly for the Adventist youth. What are the statistics saying about the percentage of Adventist students attending our institutions?
I have a sad answer for that good question. We have just about 30% of Adventist students in our system in Inter-America. That means that 70% of our students come from non-Adventist homes. Our system should be educating our children, but that is not happening. Just 10% of our children are going to our schools. That means that 90% of them are going to non-Adventist schools, and they are losing their faith in Jesus.
Can you share with us some of the plans that the Department of Education has to increase the number of Adventist students during this quinquennium?
Yes, indeed. We want to work with the unions because the unions have a great power over the churches and the schools. And we think that the unions have a great work to do, a great job to do in order to bring our children to our schools. We also want to work with the conferences. The conferences have the schools, and also they have the force of the pastors, and they can do a lot for our children. And of course, the district pastors, the church pastors, are persons very, very powerful. The church listens to them, and they can help parents to gain importance in Christian education. We want to work with our pastors.
Final words that you would like to share with us?
Thank you, indeed. All the Adventist people are always thinking in heaven. We do want to go to heaven, of course. We have heard so many marvelous things about heaven. But can you imagine heaven without your children? You know, I do every day something in order to encourage my children to go to heaven. And every Adventist parent should do his or her most in order to be sure that their children are in heaven. And Adventist education is the main resource to bring them to Jesus' feet. When I speak about Adventist education, I am speaking about a Christian home where the parents love their children as Jesus loves them, a loving church, a church that is always working for their children, and of course, a Christian school, a Christian university, where the teachers may love as Jesus loved. So we have to work together in order to have our children with us in heaven.
Thank you, Dr. Florez. I'm Susie Longa reporting from the Inter-American Division for the Education Department.